Hello. I thought that today I would do something a little different, and I would draw a little sketchy sketchbook spread. So let's go draw some hands. Okay, so I have this account, mcr.hands, pulled up, and I am going to be using their photos for reference because they have a lot of really good photos of hands. But I don't think that there's, I mean, I wasn't really looking. I don't think there's Mikey. It was pretty much just Gerard and Frank. But that's fine because Gerard has like super interesting hand shapes. Ooh, we might start with this one. It's spicy. I like that. Okay, so I took a screenshot of it so that I can put it sideways. I'll still look at it. So my goal here, okay, so I've been watching a lot of DrawingWiffWaffles recently, and she's really been inspiring me to, one, draw with thicker lead so I don't worry about the details, and two, focus less on capturing the exact replication of a drawing and just focus more on the shapes and getting it in my style, so that way when I'm drawing without reference I can actually know what the heck I'm doing and not just rely on this very specific realistic image that I copied, which I can do, so like I don't need to practice doing that because I know how to do that. So we're gonna try that here. Okay, let's see. So we kind of got little rectangle boy, little noodle hands. This comes right at you. It's a little hard. Maybe something a little like this. And then we got the thumb. There. Okay, so there's a hand. And I always have an issue with getting wrists to connect to hands in a way that looks good. I don't know how to get the wrist to not just look like a rectangle coming off the arm. It's never sized right, so I want to like look at that too. Maybe like some wrist action. I'm gonna do this. This fingers kind of get wider in the middle. I think that this needs this little like under section needs to be, so we got like the little parts of the finger. If I just like put the little bumps in for like the different joints, that actually works. This I think is too long this way. Okay. Oh wow, that actually doesn't look too bad. Hands are weird. Foreshortening is weird. I don't know if I do a little shading that might help it too. I'm actually really pleased with that. It looks cool. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the next one. Starting off on a high note. Okay, let's just randomly go through the account. When we stop, nobody knows. Oh, that's complicated. Oh, this is that one photo I really like of Gerard and Mikey. This is the photo where they are like sitting on top of each other kinda, and you can see both their wedding rings. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of hands. Maybe I shouldn't have done one with like 3 hands in a row. Maybe I'll just draw, I think I'll just go with like the middle hand since I can actually see all of it. That might be the way to go for this one. I always like to draw in this corner because that way my hand gets to like rest on the page. Because over here it's like, maybe if I open it, it won't be so high and it might be easier. I don't know. I haven't really found a sketchbook yet that I really like, so that's also something that I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so let's start with that. Another, just like one of these called trapezoid kind of dudes, and then some little noodly. Sorry if the camera's wobbling. My cat is like messing with the charging cord on my phone because he's bored. Eros, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Eros. Hey. Hey. So you might stop it. Don't make me kick you out. Hey. Some knuckly boy. Stop it. He's trying to like pull the lights off my wall now. Okay, I don't really know what's going on. Stop. So we got the wrist kind of coming around like this, and like Oh, okay. No, that makes sense actually. Trying to draw it, it's more like a rectangular prism, really. Oh, okay. Why am I focusing so much on this? I haven't even drawn the hand yet. This looks like a blob. Okay, so we got our knuckles, kind of like a cascading pattern. We kind of go like this because they're not all like the same length, especially if you're like looking like this. They kind of swoop, you know. They're not in a straight line. It swoops. There's a swoopage. Okay, so so we got his like middle joint section there. Oh, thumb. There's thumb. So I think that this is actually a little not like that, because the thumb comes off here. There's chunkiness to the flesh. Shapes, Sam. Shapes. Think of the shapes. Okay, so we got like rectangles coming off right here. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like that because I'm trying to like keep this stylized so that I can recreate hands on my own, not so that I can copy photos. That's not the goal of today's exercise. In between, in this moment. Alright, okay, that's pretty good too. Okay, next one. My cat has tried to eat this eraser many times, so it's a little sad. The shape of the palm's kind of instead of it being shortest here, it's shortest on this side now, and then it fans out like that. So instead of it like that sort of action, it's one of those sorts of actions. Not including the thumb, it's more straight across like this. And then with the thumb, we got a little bit more of that, and the thumb comes off like that. And got some noodlies for the fingers. Okay, so I really like this pinky. There's like a triangle boy here with the tendons. It comes out to the first knuckle, and then shoop, Mickey Way has funky pinkies too. And then like that. And then these bad boys. Let's draw some knuckles in here. Sometimes drawing the knuckles helps me to remember to keep the fingers separate and not have them be like that. But there's like space between the fingers, you know. This is the one finger that's not working, so this one's more like this. This is a weird position. He's like kind of like holding his arm, but not really. What are you doing, Mikey Way? What the heck? Okay, I might be as close as we get here. Oh, I like that. That's good action right there. And got his wrist coming away. Box. It's a box. The wrist is a box. Not a big enough box. Eraser on the end of this pencil does not work. The wrist is a box. The wrist is a box. Everybody remember the wrist is a box. Okay. Oh, endless. I mean, it was a really weird position to draw a hand in. See, and speak to me. Ooh, that's fun. Okay. So he's holding a microphone, but let's see, like this. Gerard holds microphones so strangely. Really bumping knuckles. Got a little doop, and a little doop. Oh, it's like a little trapezoid right there. Look at that, and then this is also a trapezoid, like that. Oh, the thumb is just trapezoid. Fingers are just trapezoids. My mind. Oh my gosh. Everything has been solved. I know What? What? Okay. Before I like explode, let me just, cause you don't, oh my gosh, this is a trapezoid too. Why is the hand just a bunch of trapezoids? What is going on? Okay. Ooh, now that's too big. What happened? What happened there? What happened? Okay, this one I like, but it got really messy and you can't see any of the lines anymore. So I might pull these bad boys out. This is a Tombow brush pen. Do this. I'm still having a hard time keeping hands to just shapes and not just copying the reference, because while that's a useful skill, it's not useful for when you're trying to draw a hand later on and you realize you can't do it unless you have exactly what you're looking for, because you don't really know how the shapes work. You just know how to copy a reference, and that's not useful for when you're drawing something in your style. Okay, that actually clears it up a little bit. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to see. Okay, I actually kind of like that one. That one turned out pretty good. Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay, Frank. Oh, this one's good. The goal here is not to draw Frank's hand, it's to draw a hand in that position using the photo as a way for me to know how the heck the hand is going to be in that position. So, hands are like into two bits that are like the same-ish size. It's like one of those pills. It's like cut in half. That's your hand, your palm, and your fingers laid so that we're like this. The thumb's hiding back here. Hey, that's not too bad. I think what helped was that I did, this one's a little bigger, or maybe it's just straight on, so that I can actually get like the space between the fingers and have that make sense. Oh, the knuckles kind of do this action. Oh, that's spicy. Yeah, it's when you see hands like this that you realize like how much space that there actually is between your fingers. Like there's a lot of room there. They don't come out of the same. Like they're not like this. There's space. They're spacious. I'd like to figure out how to draw fingernails without making them look weird. Oh, that doesn't actually don't look that bad. And that thumb just looks broken though. Maybe I'll just make it chill out a little bit. There we go. Oh, okay. I'll align this one too, because that was fun. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna restrain myself, because I don't want all the hands to look the same. Okay, I found this one. This one's good, because I feel like a pointing hand is pretty good. It's like it's a common position, and he's like, okay, so come on, why don't you ever want to turn? Okay, the knucklage right here. Just draw the knuckles too big. I'm gonna do it otherwise. Like here, they're like right next to each other, but the point of the knuckles is to separate the fingers. So I think I need to draw smaller knuckles. Part of my issue. Wrist is 3D, wrist is 3D, 3D wrist. I think that's because I don't ever draw like the thicknesses of the wrist, but having them like thinking of them as a 3D shape, like a little rectangular prism, really helps. Okay, so then he's pointing, boop, 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 and then these are all like together. And then you see his thumb there. The separation of the fingers. Let's do some little triangles in right here because I like that effect. It makes us remember the space better. Oh, but except these fingers are all kind of squished together. It's not. That eraser doesn't work. Why do I keep using it? Actually, I made this too long. Please excuse all the noise in the background. That would be my cat being bored. He's trapped in my room with me. This is kind of a continuation, kind of a little pooch. When your skin bends, it's got to go somewhere. So there's like fleshy bits here, and it's got to go somewhere. So it goes out the side, comes out the side. So there's a little pooch. Okay, got the tendon that kind of like. That's why because hands like look skinnier than they are, but I feel like that's because like you see these lines that are all like going in, so you think in, but they need to be wider. But the lines are what give you the illusion of them being smaller. And then there's this shading, which kind of goes away and makes the thickness disappear, but the thickness is necessary for the fingers to be spread out enough. What else speaks to me? Oh, this is fun. Ooh. Ooh. These actions going on. Let's get some trapezoids here. Arrows. I get too wrapped up in what the one thing looks like rather than focusing on the shape of the whole at first. Just need to practice getting the whole shape out and then going into the details. Like I'm doing it again. Like I did go with these 3 fingers, and then I went like ham on the thumb, and I was like, it's time for details, but it was not time for details. I drew the freaking fingernail in before I even got the rest of these fingers all figured out. The wrist is a 3D shape. So this is like the line right here coming back up to meet this bumpy boy. Just kind of right there, which again gives the hand like that skinnying effect. The tendons and the veins make the hands look more like a triangle rather than a big lumpy square. So I think it's important to note that it's like the hand is big, you know, it's big, and then there's like lines that come in that thin skinnyify it, make it smallen up. It smallens. So let me cut this, and there's like, I don't know, fingers under there or something. Oh, I'm really happy with this. Look at this, a little bit of this. Ooh, 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 that's good stuff. I might have to get on my liner again. Oh, ooh, this is good. Oof, that's good stuff. Wow, I feel energized. Feeling a little worn out by hands, but that really got me going. Ooh, I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm drawing them a little bigger too. This was fun. I can only fit 3 hands on this page, but that's fine, because I don't want to be here forever. Okay, so this one's just like the pinky come off here. Also, pro tip, if you hold your pencil further back, it keeps you from getting into the details more because you don't have as much control, and it keeps your strokes like you work more with your elbow rather than your wrist, and that helps your lines be really straight. And you can draw circles that way because you're not focusing on like So it's good to, when you're trying to be sketchier and looser, to hold your pencil further back, or even like, well, this is more like for charcoal, but holding it back here will help you make you loose. That's very straight. Like this, and then the pinky is like this. Ooh, I don't know what this shape is, but it doesn't look like a hand yet. So with thumb is just way too up there. Let's kind of bring him back to earth. Handy dandy trapezoids. The wrist is a 3D object. Let's go in and darken some of these lines because they're real scratchy right now. Oh, whoa, that actually looks a lot better than I thought it was going to at the beginning. You got to persevere, folks. Let's do this one right here. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, one more hand, I can do it. Yes, I can. The wrist is a 3D object. Okay, the basic shapes of the noodle fingers. Just trying to find these a little more. So another thing, the fingers, you think that they touch more because you see a lot of like the underside. So like if this was a rectangular prism, this would be the top, this would be the side, and at an angle, you see that, and you think that this edge is this edge, so you want to make them fatter. You have to remember this connects back here and not up here. So they could overlap, but behind this finger, where in reality, there's actually a gap between the fingers themselves, but you're just seeing the bottom 3D part that's underneath the top of this part. So we were thinking in just the terms of the tops. The tops are very far away from each other. See how much of a gap is in there? But since you see the side, this kind of comes under here, but the tops are still far away. So that's another thing that like makes you want to put fingers too close to each other. So they're chunky, they're thick, they've got some meat on them. So fingers are skinnier than you think, and then they get thicker, like 3D. Fingers are a 3D object. That's just what we've learned today, that bodies are three-dimensional. Which is like, honestly, it's a good thing to remember because art is very 2D, unless you're like literally sculpting something, like even 3D modeling is on a 2D screen. So it's hard to remember sometimes the 3D-ness of the things that you're drawing because it's a 2D medium. So it's good to keep that in mind. That's actually, I think, something that I'm going to be taking away from this. It's just like singing my little 3D song to myself. Stop eating my lights. This has been fun. I feel like I got faster and more confident with this too. Like the further I went on, I definitely gained some confidence with these hands. I need to do this more often though, so I don't like forget everything that I've just learned here. And I want to put fingernails on my art because I like having a semi-realistic style. Arrows. I like having a semi-realistic style, and I'd like to include fingernails because I think they add something, you know, they just add a little something. But it's hard to add fingernails because, oh, see, look, sometimes they just look really funky. Okay, I really wanted to put like some marker behind these, but I don't want to ruin the drawing on the other side of this page because I really like that drawing. So what if I did? I could use paint. It's paint. Okay. I might ruin this horribly, but I have some pink, technically this is patio paint, but it was gifted. Oh, don't explode, don't explode, don't explode. Oh my gosh, if I can open it. So this is like hand-me-down paint. Might as well, right? No, I like this color a lot, it's very pretty. Okay, just put it right on the page. Ooh, okay, we're going for it. me. I think we're done. Oh, nope, nope, we're not done. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What's she gonna do? She's just gonna sign it. This is my sketchbook spread of mcr.hands. Hands from MCR. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I had a lot of fun doing this. I feel like I learned a lot while doing this too. At least I became more confident with hands. Like by the end here, I was really just enjoying myself. So I will definitely be doing this in the future with hands, maybe with like feet or something, because I don't know how to draw feet. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll stick around and see me next time.